My name is Angela Kim, Australian Women in AI Education Ambassador, and here today we have amazing guest speaker, Willem Pelling. Willem is a Director for Customer and Growth Analytics at IAG, Insurance Australian Group for Australia and New Zealand. And today, Willem is going to present AI, machine learning, and attribution on practical application in marketing at IAG Insurance Australia Group. Willem, over to you. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Angela. And yeah, thanks everyone for logging in to listen wherever you are. I'm going to talk a bit about our experience with AI, machine learning, and a related problem, attribution, in marketing at IAG. So IAG is Australia's largest general insurer, which means we do car insurance and home insurance, direct to consumers. And so over the last decade or so, I'd say there's been a lot of changes in how marketing's done, which have been tied to stories of AI and machine learning. And there's a lot of lessons for us in how we apply AI and machine learning generally, within and beyond marketing. So to start with, it's useful to think about what AI is. So there's this concept of general AI, which is a machine that has the full cognitive function of a human being. And that doesn't exist yet. So we're talking more about actually existing AI, which is, when a computer can perform a task that would typically expect to require human intelligence. Now, AI is used a lot in marketing for some things, and it's used a little bit in marketing for other things. So for optimizing what ads we buy, it's used a lot. For choosing what ad to put in front of what person or what creative to put on a website, it's used a lot. For attributing the value of media, so that's to say this sale was caused by this media that we bought, it's used quite a bit. And then there are other things where it's used much less frequently, like for generating brand insights to replace an analyst who would understand how a brand is perceived by a population, and to replace that with some kind of AI, or for generating ad copy or creative, or for automating conversations. Now, these cases where it's used a lot, the thing that's quite particular about them is that they're quite well-defined problems. They're utilizing structured data, and they've got very clear outcomes. These ones in the middle, sometimes they're real problems. They've more typically got unstructured data, and the outcomes are less clear. Whereas down the bottom, where we're talking about things like generating brand insights, we've got relatively poorly defined outcomes. We've got unstructured data and no clear outcomes. And so it's safe to say these media cases, the cases towards the top are quite mature, the cases towards the bottom are quite immature. In everything that I've seen, the primary application of AI and machine learning in marketing has been nothing short of a market failure. So I'm going to talk through this case and also offer some more productive cases, not just this negative view. So over the last 3 years, IAG has built some internal capability in marketing. So they've built in-house ad tech for search and programmatic, so that's buying digital ads, an in-house scientific approach to marketing attribution, which is forming a view on what marketing caused sales to happen. And this has built up a practical understanding of how AI and machine learning have been applied in marketing. So bringing these things in-house, when you're looking at your own data, you start to notice there are things that don't make sense. So branded search, so our biggest brand is called NRA. And branded search is where somebody searches for NRA insurance. You get an opportunity to put an ad in front of them. They click on the ad and then they buy your product. So it gets a lot of credit for sales that on the surface, they look like they would have happened anyway. Retargeting, that's where we find someone who's come to our website to try to get an insurance quote. And because of that, we pay extra to put ads in front of them. So again, the opportunity to put an ad in front of them came about because they were trying to buy the product. So a lot of those sales would have happened anyway. And changing a category of marketing called digital performance media, we can radically change attribution, which media is getting credit for which sales, without appearing to impact sales. Now, to get a sense of this, we ran a lot of experiments. So what we found was that we were able to vary the spend in branded search to send it up and down without having any impact on sales. So the white line is our spend, the blue line is our sales, and you see there's no correlation between the spend and the sales. Where we see a different pattern for generic search, so that's where somebody searches for car insurance, for example, and we put an ad in front of them, it moves up and down with the spend. Now, similarly for retargeting, in the case of retargeting, we're able to design a proper randomized controlled trial type experiment where half the people who come to our website get the retargeting and half of them don't. And through the industry standard approach to attribution, we saw close to 1,800 sales. Through an AI-based algorithmic attribution, we saw about 1,700 sales. But the difference we saw in the treatment control experiment was negative 26 sales. So there were 26 fewer sales in the group that this AI algorithm has decided we should be serving ads to. We're able to take a similar approach with paid search. So in this category, Google and the other search engines will tell you that if someone's already been to your site and then they're searching for car insurance, you should spend more money to pay to put an ad in front of that person. But what we found was, again, we saw no impact, and we actually observed a slight negative impact. And so this was about 20% of the paid search budget, which was multiple millions of dollars. Again, with digital performance media, so this is this kind of the ads that follow you around the internet. The ads that are sold as we take all the data signals from everywhere, and some machine learning or AI learns to put the ad in front of the right person at the right time to drive the optimal sales result. In this case, we pulled all of the ads, so we were spending a lot of money. We had many millions of impressions every day. And we pulled all of these ads, and it had no impact on sales, no observable impact on the time series. And we did that more than once with more than one product with the same results. So the big question in terms of AI and machine learning is that these were campaigns that were being optimized to sales outcomes using machine learning. So the question we've got to ask ourselves is, why are these AI and machine learning algorithms so far out of alignment with the experiment results? So this gold standard of measurement is so out of alignment with this kind of cutting edge approach to optimizing delivery of media. So in this case, with performance display, there are a range of AI systems working with different goals. So there are publishers who generate content like news or whatever content it is, YouTube, and they've got systems which are trying to maximize the money that they receive for ads. And on the other side, we've got AI and machine learning systems trying to maximize the sales delivered for the minimum spend. So how it should be set up is that the marketer sets a goal, the AI system learns to optimize to that goal within a programmatic ecosystem. So that goal is probably more sales. Advertising is delivered to the world, and an AI system refines their approach to delivery of advertising with knowledge of the results. And the marketer benefits from more sales being delivered by the AI algorithm. Now, it's important to understand causality, basically. If we think about, this is just a basic causal inference matrix. If we think about the impact of marketing, there's 4 possible impacts. We can have somebody who we'll call a complier, who without marketing, they're not going to buy. If we put marketing in front of them, they buy. So the effect of the marketing is positive. We have someone who we'll call a never taker. So that's someone who without marketing, they're not going to buy. With marketing, they're still not going to buy. And the effect of marketing is neutral. We've basically just wasted the money. We've got people who we'll call always takers. So without marketing, they'll buy. We put marketing in front of them, they still buy. The effect of marketing is neutral. We've wasted our money. And then we've got a rarer case, but it's entirely possible, what we call a defier, which is someone who without marketing they would buy, with marketing they don't buy, and so the effect of marketing is negative, and we've actually spent money to achieve a negative outcome. And these happen more than you would think. A classic example of these is the gyms, where at gyms it's common that someone will keep renewing their membership and putting extra marketing in front of them, even if they're not going to the gym. So putting extra marketing in front of them triggers them to cancel their membership. This absolutely does happen. Now, these AI machine learning systems are trying to maximize sales delivered for spend take a very simple approach to deciding whether an ad has influenced a sale. When a sale happens, they look back 30 days to see if anyone clicked on an ad, and if there was a click, credit is given to the most recent click. If they don't find a click, they look back 14 days for an impression. So that's just having shown the ad in the browser. It doesn't even necessarily have to come into the viewport of the browser. It could be sitting below, off screen. If it finds an impression, it gives credit to the most recent impression. So if our goal is sales according to this standard last interaction attribution, which behavior are we optimizing for? We're actually optimizing for people who are going to buy our product, because we find people who are going to buy our product, and we find how we can deliver ads to those people who are going to buy our product. We optimize for these always takers and these defiers, with no regard for distinguishing between always takers and defiers, and we don't optimize for compliers or never takers. So, I mean, this is obviously problematic, because it's not serving our goal, which is to find these people, these compliers. And so I'd say it's nothing short of market failure, because market failures are often attributable to bounded rationality, and that's that rational decision making is limited, and so it's common for decision makers to seek shortcuts in their reasoning. And so this simple attribution project is a severe reasoning shortcut. And so both the buyers and sellers lose, because on the buy side for marketers, optimization is done without differentiating impressions, including unviewable impressions. And so there's no incentive to develop better ads. You just need to get ads in front of people. And so very small ad units that have no impact are valued in the same way as high impact ad placements that have much more opportunity to be noticed. And placements on poor quality content are valued in the same way as high quality journalism. So the publishers producing high quality, high engagement content, their content isn't valued appropriately, and the marketers who are trying to create awareness of their products, they're not able to create that awareness because the goal is set up incorrectly. So on one side, sales growth is not delivered, and on the other side, content's devalued. No, so that's a terrible use case, but it's the primary application of AI and machine learning in marketing, and it's going to go away. There's changes to technology that mean it's going to go away. Now, there are a few good cases, and I'll go through these very quickly because I'm conscious we're short on time. So I'll skip over this. To understand this, it's important to understand the difference between propensity modeling and uplift modeling. So propensity modeling, both of these will use the same machine learning algorithms. Propensity model identifies people who are likely to buy your product. It's the propensity to buy your product. Whereas an uplift model identifies people who are most likely to increase their propensity to buy your product if they're subject to advertising or to some other intervention like an offer. So if we had a system that optimized to the right goal, it would be optimizing for these compliers where the effect of marketing is positive. So with propensity modeling, the goal is to claim credit for sales, and that's how AI machine learning has been set up in marketing to date. With uplift modeling, the goal is to increase sales. And this is a well-established direct marketing technique from back in 1999. It just kind of got lost as the internet came about.
Thank you so much, Willem. Yes, I think I'm sorry. You need to wrap it up.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So just wrap it up, please.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So with propensity modeling, we can optimize without even having proper ads. So I mean, that's the ultimate proof of that not being the right approach. So yeah, in summary, having an uplift modeling approach is the right approach to deploy AI for marketing properly.
Willem, sorry, I think we have
to
cut. Yes, please. It was an amazing presentation, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm pretty sure the audience, I can see all the chats popping up. And I've shared your LinkedIn link so that audience can reach out to you for further questions. And again, it was such a pleasure to have you today. Thank you so much, Willem. And it's time to go by. Thank you.
Thanks, Angela. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.